Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be applying another one of the newly released Chanel quads from the Byzance Collection, and today I'm going to be putting on number 338, and this one is Baroque. Now I've already done a video where I showed all the quads and I tried on also the one Cristal. I swatched them all, so if you want to take a look at that video, I will put a link up there for you to take a look at. So I'm just going to take out the applicators that come with the quad. So this is the quad 338 Baroque. I'm just going to hold it up and turn the lights down so you can take a good look at it. So I will swatch this on the back of my hand. I'm going to go left to right and top to bottom. So first of all, we've got a gold, and that is a satin. Next is a red, that is a matte. And then we've got this really beautiful coloured green. I don't have another green like that in my Chanel collection. That one is a satin. And lastly, we have a topper shade. Now of note, if you take a look at my other video where I swatched all of these four quads, this one goes on, it doesn't feel chunky, but it looks quite a bit more glittery than the other topper shades in the other quads. So the only other two Chanel quads that I have a green in, one is number 318. I'm just taking the applicators out of this one as well. And this one is blurry green. So I'll just swatch the green shade and put that next to that one there. So that is blurry green. So this one here is, it definitely is a lot deeper. This shade, like I said, is quite unusual. I don't even know whether I've got a shade like that in my whole collection of eye makeup. I don't own a lot of green shadows. I do like them, but it's just that I don't own a whole lot. Now the next one that I've got, this is the Beiges, and this one is intense. These greens aren't going to be the same either. There is a green here and also one down here which has got quite a bit of gold in it. But I'll swatch those as well so you can take a look. So first of all, I'm going to swatch the darker green in the quad, this one down here. And I'll swatch that one next to the blurry green. So this is the darker shade in the Beiges. This is blurry green. And this is the other shade in the Beiges quad, and it's more of a brown gold really. So just once again, the Baroque. Here we've got the blurry green, and this is the one from the Beiges Intense. And I'll just hold them up with the light turned down a bit so you can take a closer look. So this is the shade from blurry green from the Intense palette, and this one here from the Intense palette as well. So these are really the only two greens, and they are a lot deeper than this one here. This one is really beautiful. It's like in the whole Byzance Collection is inspired by jewels, and this one is a beautiful jewel shade, really gorgeous. So I've already got all my base makeup on. I've got Chanel primer, I've got a Chanel foundation and concealer. I've done my eyebrows, and I've got Chanel bronzer on as well. So let's put this eyeshadow on. I've been looking at it and not quite sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I think what I'm going to do is start off with this green shade. I'm going to take the Sonia G soft shader, because I'm going to put this all over my lid. So that has quite a lot of pigment. I'll just pop it in there again. I'm going to just place some through the crease. I will grab another brush in a minute and blend this out. So as I was saying when I was swatching it, this is a satin shade. It is going on beautifully. I'm now just going to swap to my rephr 14, which is clean, and I'm just going to just blend this out. So that blends out really beautifully. So now I'm just going to pop some on the other eye, And I think for my lower lash line, I'm going to put the shade on my lower lash line as well, because I don't want to put the red on my lower lash line, because for me it can make my eyes, can make them look sore. So I'll just keep the red shade to my upper lid. So again, just using the soft shader and just placing the eyeshadow on, and then I'll blend it out again using the rephr 14. I'm going to take the rephr number 3, staying with this green shade, and that's the one I'm going to put on my lower lash line. Now out of this palette, the red shade here, this actually swatches quite sheer. So I'm going to take my rephr number 12. This is undyed goat hair, and it is soft, but it's also quite dense as well. And for the red shade, so it does pick up quite a bit, I'm just going to pack that in the outer corner. And I will be blending that up as well. I could just put a tiny bit of red on, but then I want you to see what this red is like, so I may as well go bold with it. So it is quite sheer, so you do have to tap back in the pan again. But using this brush, you definitely get more payoff than I thought you would. From its swatching, I thought it was just going to be far too sheer, and it might not even show over the green eyeshadow, but using this brush it is. Then I'm just going to take a clean fluffy brush and just blend that red shade out a little bit. Then I'm going to take my Chukahodo brush and I'm going to go into the topper shade. Now I do think there will be quite a bit of fallout with this. In fact, I think probably should wet this, but I'll try it dry first. I'm just taking off any excess on the palette here, just so I just don't want to get too much fallout, and I'm just going to take that over through here. And I think it actually goes on quite well dry. I don't think I really need to wet the brush. Now I've just wiped down the rephr number 3 and I'm going to go into this gold shade, and I'm going to put this on my lower lash line through here and just take it over that green as well. And then I'm just going to put on some Chanel eyeliner and mascara, and then I'll be back and put on my blush and lipstick. So for blush, I'm going to take one of the Chanel, the oversized eyeshadow and blush palettes. And for the blush, I think I will go into these two shades here. So I'm just going to dot between the two. So here is the final look. And as I was applying the eyeshadow, and before I put on my eyeliner and mascara, and then afterwards, after I'd applied my eyeliner and mascara, I keep thinking I look like a Christmas tree. And I don't know whether that is a good or a bad thing. Probably because I'm not really used to wearing these colors. I think using this quad again, I wouldn't be using the red. I think the green shade is absolutely beautiful, and I wish there had been a shade, probably instead of the red, maybe a brown shade, a neutral brown. I think that would have looked, for me, for the colors that I like, I probably would have liked that a little bit more. And as you saw when I was applying this red shade, I had to use that dense rephr brush to get any pigment on at all. So it's probably not a shade that I would reach for again. These two shades here blend beautifully. I just popped that gold just on my lower lash line. I think that looks really gorgeous with the green. So using this quad again, I'd probably just stick to these 3 shades, or possibly even these 2 shades. I think this green and the gold are really gorgeous, and the formula is really beautiful as well. But this matte, you definitely have to work a little bit just to get that pigment to show. Now this topper shade is gorgeous. There is a bit of fallout. I was fairly careful, but I've still got little sparkles just around here. It's not a major issue, but just to let you know that there is that fallout. So using that again, I didn't do it today, but I probably would wet the brush using some water or setting spray just to avoid that fallout, because I was very careful with it. And I think this would go lovely on the lower lash line as well, and in the inner corner. And I would probably use the sponge that comes with the quad, or something like, I would wet down the rephr number 3 brush and just go in really carefully. So I know for the red, for me, I'm not a big fan of reds. Those oversized Chanel, these palettes here that came out with the reds, they weren't very popular. I've got both of them. I've got Tendresse and this one here. And I really like those. So maybe it's because the reds are just a different shade. These 2 in here are beautiful. This one here is a little bit more brighter. But both of these oversized palettes I really like. So I did think that I would like this shade as well. But I'm looking at it again, and it's really just not for me, this red in particular. For me, together with the green, I just don't really like them together. As I was saying, I think it would be better if they'd taken away that shade here and put in a brown, something to give a little bit of depth, and I think that would have gone really beautiful with these other 3 shades. So far I've tried the Cristal palette, the quad. Absolutely love that, because that really is my type of color story. And now this one, so I've now got 2 more to do. There's the Venetian one, and then there's also Imperial as well. And I think the night that I'm putting up this video, which I think is morning for the US and nighttime for me, not only am I putting up this video, but I'm also going to be putting up another video, and that's showing the new Chanel oversized highlighters. They were in the ones that I got, Pearly White and Precious Coral. Those are absolutely gorgeous, and I'll probably put that one up before I put this video up, but there'll only be about half an hour in between the 2 videos. It's just that I've got quite a few videos to put up over the next 2 or 3 days. So probably not a quad that I would reach for very much, except for that green shade. I think that is beautiful, and it may not be unique to other people out there who own a lot of green eyeshadows, but it is a unique shade for me. So in that aspect, this quad isn't a fail for me. I think the red is a bit of a shame. 1, because I don't really like the shade on me, and 2, you have to work a bit to just get that payoff. But overall, I am really happy with the Byzance collection that I've picked up. I do think they are really lovely color stories. Just wish they had skipped the red in this. And I'm still looking at it thinking I look like a Christmas tree. So that's it for today's video. I would love it if you gave it a like and subscribed, and I will see you next time. Bye.